Okay. Next question. This one to start with David Sterling. And the question is, what does, if any, recourse does the AG have on Common Core? David?
Well, I think the main recourse there is using the power of that office to really try to push back against an overreaching federal government, which is overreaching in a number of areas, including our education program. Now, Common Core is largely funded by corporations, and that's been a way that the federal government has been able to kind of go around violating the 10th Amendment. But I think that to the extent that a lot of these programs are endorsed by the federal government, and there's monetary incentives out there by the federal government, and restrictions that, like limitations as far as participation in No Child Left Behind and other programs. Basically, they say if you adopt the Common Core curriculum that you don't have to comply with No Child Left Behind. And oh, by the way, there's all these corporate dollars that are at issue that are available to you as well. And there's also stimulus money that's being given out there to people or school districts who adopt a Common Core curriculum. I think that's been one of the biggest problems with federal overreach. That's how they've been able to get us to comply with their extraordinary powers that are outside the enumerated powers of the Constitution. Basically, they say if you comply with our federal mandates or our federal priorities, then we will keep the federal dollars rolling to you, or we will not cut off funding for you. And I think that the AG's office is the last line of defense against an overreaching federal government.
Okay. Patricia.
Well, I'm definitely opposed to this program coming out of Washington, D.C., because I think it's a national program, and I believe that control should be placed back in local districts, because who better want to see our children succeed other than parents and local officials and teachers. And I believe that these standards were adopted by the 45 states, and at this point it might be up to 46 states, including Arkansas, sight unseen, in exchange for this race to the top money. And I don't think we really looked at the benefits of this program, and I think that we can unplug from it, and I would be supporting legislation to make sure that we did that. And we need to ask a lot of questions like, is there any opportunity to opt out of this program, or what are the costs? I mean, I don't think we've seen a cost analysis, and who's paying for this. And also, I'm concerned about the research that this program was based on, and I'm concerned about whether or not we have any measurable difference since we've implemented it. And I think there are states around the nation who have unplugged from this program, so I don't think it's too late, and I would do everything in my power as Attorney General to make sure that Arkansas got those questions that I posed answered, and that we either see benefits or we unplug from it.
Okay. All right.
Dave, would you mind to repeat the question? Because
Sure.
I think it's important for the listeners to hear the question
Sure.
that was asked.
Okay. What is the recourse, if any, that the AG has on Common Core?
Right. Unfortunately, not much, because if Common Core standards are adopted by the Department of Education, then the AG's office can't proactively go in and strip those standards. And so I'm not going to sit here and promise your listeners or anybody in Arkansas that I can do something that I can't do as Attorney General. Do I have concerns about Common Core? You bet. Am I looking at Common Core? Absolutely. Gathering information. I'm a firm believer, strong believer in school choice, homeschool initiatives. I think that we have a lot of opportunities to educate our children. Like I said, I would love to trash can the National Department of Education. I think they need to get out of the business of telling our school districts, our parents, what to do. I want to make sure that local schools have a voice at the table. But as Attorney General, I'm not going to be able to just come in and broad stroke and get rid of it. I think we have plenty of federal government overreach that we're going to be dealing with, and I would, if I see this as federal overreach, you betcha, I'll get up in its face.